I'm alive. Welcome, everybody. I might be lagging a bit, so I'm really sorry about that. I think it's just my internet connection. So if I look kind of, like I'm bad lip sync, then I apologise. Sorry about that. I think it's just my internet connection. So if I have we got a window open?
It's me. Sorry, I still can't bump. Oh, here we go. Done it.
Right. So, so welcome to all the Seller Ladies live. This is a chat that happens every Friday at 1 o'clock, and it circles around different channels. And today it's on our channel, so I'm hosting it today. And I'm going to introduce you to a few people. We have Kelly, who is flipping fantastic finds. Hello, Kelly. Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself? Oh, is she frozen up?
Oh,
that's a good start.
I'll
go to Heather then. Hello, Heather.
Hello. Oh, frozen, yeah.
Heather is the treasure pirate on YouTube. Do you want to tell us a bit about yourself, Heather?
Yeah, I'll try and keep it brief. I've been reselling for about 3 years, and a lot of what I do is clothes. But I'll pick up anything that makes money and anything that I think is treasure. That's it, really.
In a nutshell. Yeah. And then we have Karen, who is Karen Sells Clothes on YouTube. Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Right, my name's Karen. Now, what do I sell? Yeah, clothes mainly. I mainly sell women's clothing. I do sell a bit of other stuff as well, but it is mainly women's clothing based in the southeast of England.
Yeah. You have a granny shelf that you sell vintage.
Selling. I'm getting gaps again.
Yeah, I know. It's doing well for you. And then last but not least, we have Shelley, who is Shelster Rooney.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm also a reseller in the southeast of England. Could I say I specialise in wicker? I'm not sure. I'm trying to get out of that. Cashmere, wicker, collectibles. Been selling nothing but My Little Ponies the last 24 hours. Started proper reselling in April. I've always sold, and prior to that, sold for about a year for a charity, but for myself from April.
We've totally lost Kelly, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully she'll reappear at some point.
Oh, Karen says she's with us in spirit. She's stuck at Peterborough Station.
Oh, bless her. Got a long journey home today. So I'm just going to say hi to a couple of people in the chat. There's Lucy. Hi, Lucy. She's always first in. There's Ads. Hi, Ads. Hi, Dee. Paul and Lou are Palacel, and they're on Instagram as well. T6, Owly Boy, Lisa, Lex. Hi, Lex. If you haven't seen Lex's recent video, head on up to her channel because it's quite emotional. It's a good video. Hi, Sib. Power Reselling's in. Is that AMP 1999? Kath, George, Caveman, Dexter. Magic 10 slots, Crispy, hi. There's Kelly. I've frozen. We'll try and get in. Alley Cat Lane, here's Alison. Duffer Cat, Tartan River, Cat's Rants. And yeah, I could be here forever. So just hi and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Obviously a different time of the day for us. We're normally live in the evening. So nice to see so many of you in the chat with us. So basically, our topic today is the perks of reselling. And we just wanted to talk about, what we enjoy about reselling and what the positives are for us and the perks that we get from it. So shall I start with the first question?
Yeah.
The first question, it's quite a sweeping one. It's what are your personal perks of reselling? So I'll start the other way and I'll start with Shelley this time. It's quite a sweeping one. It's what are your personal perks of reselling? So I'll start start the other way. And
Kelly.
you, Kelly.
Kelly's back.
I'm in.
Sorry, are you starting with Shelley or Kelly?
Shelley, sorry.
So that's my hearing aids as well. My personal perks. Well, number one, last summer was just a massive perk for me that I didn't have to organise childcare for the entire summer, which is always like leading up to summer, massive stress. And it's just like, we don't even have to worry about that. And actually the girls are so good that they'll come sourcing with me. And they, you know, they enjoy it. So it was brilliant. We could just go off all over the place, which we did, off on the train, staying in travel lodges, sourcing. What other? Of course, access to loads of stuff at bargain prices. And that's like for me and all the family. Everybody's walking around in stuff that, like brands that they wouldn't have been otherwise. One that a friend reminded me of actually is that, you know, in a way we're able to give a lot of money to charity, because when we're shopping and sourcing in charity shops, we're actually spending quite a lot of money keeping that stuff turning over. Like the other week, I think was the most I'd spent in one shop, and it was like 60 odd quid. And like, because most people might come in and buy one thing, so I really like that actually there's quite a lot of money going into different charities. Do you want me to carry on, or shall I leave some
yeah, I can move on. I was just going to say that is a really good one actually, because we get a lot of negative comments about the fact that we source in charity shops sometimes, and that is a really good point, that, you know, actually we give a lot of our money to charity and help a lot of charities. Yeah, really.
You can see it in some charity shops, because, you know, you spend 30, 40 quid and that some are like, really, oh, thank you so much, you know, like, and I'm like, no, thank you. But, you know, they're well chuffed, because they don't normally get that in one transaction either.
Yeah, definitely. So Karen, over to you. What are your perks of reselling?
Reading the chat, Sean's just basically hit nail on the head. He said, some mums are self-employed on minimum wage, having to pay for childcare, no better off. And that is it for me in a nutshell. It's because the hours my husband works, where he works, shift works, we'll do 6 days on, 2 days off. It's not like he works every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and the weekend. So to find a job around his hours, first of all, I wouldn't be able to do it, because it'd have to be 2 days, different days every single week. So if I was to go back to work, though my daughter's now in year 6, I would still have to pay out for childcare. And by the time we pay it out, because he's on just that bit too much for us to get tax credits, we wouldn't get any help. I'd be working for like 30 quid a week. Yeah. And the fact that I can actually work, and to a certain degree, I don't want it to sound like it's really easy, I can work when I want. So as long as I get the work done, I haven't got to go in 9 till 5 and do a job, you know.
Yeah.
It's freedom, isn't it?
Mm.
Jane Callum have just said that as well, and said, my personal perk, you can adapt work to your life instead of having to adapt life to your work.
Mm.
So yeah, that kind of ties in with what you were saying. That's a huge thing for everyone, but especially for mums.
Mm.
Yeah. How about you, Heather?
Similar sort of thing, really. It is that freedom. I am working quite hard at the moment. I'm trying to make sales. I'm trying to get things moving. But
Heather's a bit quiet. I can't hear her. Can anyone else hear her?
You a bit, Heather?
Is that all right? Can you hear me?
That's better, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Didn't think you wanted to shut up my nostrils. Yeah, it's been very handy, because my husband had an accident where he fell off his bike. So I've been able to take him into work. And I couldn't have done that if I'd been working somewhere. It would have been an absolute nightmare. So it's a really good perk there. And the other thing is I get to keep things.
Oh my word.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
At once and decide they're really too much, just too much, and then sell them on. So I can borrow stuff, try stuff, new styles, experiment, wear whatever I like, and then if I don't want to keep it anymore, off it goes. That's a big perk.
That's a huge one. How about you, Kelly?
Well, the perk for me is I'm doing something that I absolutely love doing anyway. and it suits my personality down to the ground. So it doesn't feel like work most of the time. It's something I just enjoy doing. I mean, I've always gone to the car boots. It's always been my alone time, because my partner's not interested in it and my kids aren't. So it's my time where I can go out on my own and rummage, and I just love it. So that is my main perk, is doing something that I love and making money doing it.
Yeah. Well, I would agree with all of those things. Definitely the childcare issue, because we've been doing it since Ellen was born. So I've never had to find any childcare for her other than family who have had her sometimes on a weekend when we had the shop. She used to go to grandma and granddad's on a Saturday, which was nice for them because they had that relationship as well. But I've never had to pay for any childcare. So that's huge, huge perk. And also being there for her in, different milestones, being able to go to school events, and that's huge. But I also really like the one about borrowing clothes, or if you find something that you like, you can keep it, and it was a bargain, so you don't feel so bad about it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Carry on.
Yeah, because I was in the position, I had, oh my God, I've had some awful jobs. I've had about 100 jobs, but at one point I was working in financial services, and both the girls were at private nursery. And at one point we thought, God, it's not worth it. But I thought, no, I need to keep them at the nursery, because when they finish nursery and start school, then it will be worth it again. And I need to keep my job. And then when was it? Actually, yeah, the Maud was due to finish the nursery. So she wasn't far off school, just under a year. I got made redundant. I'm like, oh my God, all those years I was going in, doing a job I actually hated, totally hated, thinking, well, I need to get the job open. So is that me?
That's me.
Okay. Yeah, and I look back and I don't really have any regrets in life apart from that, oh, whoa, I wish I'd discovered this back then, because I feel like, they love nursery, to be fair, but the cost when doing something I hated, and we weren't even making money. I think if anybody finds this, while kids are young or whatever, God, thank God, because massive perk.
Yeah, huge. I'm just going to dip into the chat and see what other people are saying. Lisa says, the main perk is it allows me space to take care of my complicated medical appointments. I have surgery on the 3rd of December, so I can extend my dispatch times and go for my surgery, but still earn. So that's huge, because I know that there are a lot of people in the community that have had to stop working because of disabilities, or because of accidents, or because of illnesses. So reselling really helps, because you can do that from your own home, and you can do it in the way that you want to do it. And then Chrissy says, the perk for me is working my own hours and choosing what I do. So no depressing routine, as I can mix things up. I suffered with an awful anxiety, dragging myself to a job that I hated every morning. Yeah, and that goes back to what Kelly was saying, that, we're doing something that actually we're choosing to do, and we love it, and it doesn't actually feel like work because we enjoy what we're doing.
Totally.
Yeah. So I'm going to jump down a little bit, because one of the questions kind of ties in with what we were saying before. So I'm going to go to, do you borrow any items that you bought to resell? And I'm going to start with Karen.
When I went on holiday a few weeks ago, my husband, my sister, all my sister's work colleagues were in awe of the fact, before you go on holiday, if you don't really sell clothing, or you don't really sell, you go out and you buy yourself all new wardrobe, don't you?
Some people do.
Or what I do is I go through my boxes and go, oh, that fit, that looks nice. Oh, that fit, that looked nice. So I didn't actually buy, I think I brought myself a swimming costume and that was it. Everything else was from stock. And I just ended it, then relisted it when I got back. So I'm constantly borrowing.
Brilliant.
Got Sue with us. Hi, Sue.
Oh, Sue.
Sorry, I'm late.
No problem, Sue.
Oh, Kelly.
Hey up, Sue.
Karen, Andrea, Shelley. Hello.
All right.
Can I just say before we get started again that if I go again, I'm not going to try and get back in because
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with my laptop. I'll just join in the chat. Okay, sorry about that, Andrea.
All right, I'll ask you the next question quickly then, if you have to go.
Yeah, ask all the questions quick.
Do you borrow any items that you bought to resell? Are you borrow?
I tend to make my mind up if I'm keeping something or I'm going to sell it on as soon as I've brought it. So if I pick something up at the car boot and I think, oh, I like that for myself, I'll take it straight away. I don't tend to borrow out of my stock once it's listed. The only time I have done that is for something like a handbag, or I wouldn't borrow clothes out my stock when it's already listed. Yeah. Just for that fear of me wearing it, spilling a drink down it, and it's selling on the same night, because that is my luck. That would happen to me. So, yeah.
I would be the same. I wouldn't use something if I'd listed it already. I'd be worried about spoiling it.
I've often got home and decided to keep things for myself that I initially was going to resell, but I think that's different.
Yeah,
that doesn't count, does it?
No, that don't count. That's one of the perks.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go back to the beginning for Sue. So if any of you don't know who Sue is, Sue's Piles of Shame on YouTube. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself, Sue?
Oh, I'm very ordinary. I'm doing YouTube videos following little bits of vlogs on what I do in day-to-day reselling, generalist really, selling mostly toys, sometimes clothes, sometimes china, whatever I think there might be money in. And it's a bit haphazard. I'm not like regular every week uploading. It depends how I feel and what time I've got, because you have to put some effort into actually doing your job, don't you? And YouTube could take over.
Yeah, not enough hours in the day.
No, definitely not.
No. But your videos are really good. So if anyone has you before, head over. I love watching you. So what are your perks of reselling?
Perks of reselling? Less stress is the biggest thing. From being in a job where every day you walked in, I was going, I can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. I've got to go, got to do it. And then one day it was like, no, I just can't. So that's it, I left. And I'd had a mini nervous breakdown, really. So it's just been a godsend to me. I don't earn off as much as what I did, but it's sanity, really.
Quality of life.
Yeah, it's not always about the money, is it, Sue?
No, love. No, your health, when you're killing yourself doing it and you think, oh, I really need to get out. I think that's the time to get out. But I won't be able to do it, or should I say, I won't be able to do it to the level I do if I ain't got my husband providing as well. It must be a struggle for because you put more pressure on
Dalek, don't you? Me. You turned into a Dalek then for me. Did everybody else?
Yeah, lucky.
A little bit. But no, you're all right now again.
I didn't hear what you said then.
It's Tekorama this time, isn't it? I've just thought of another perk as well.
Yeah.
I don't think was said, but I don't think it was said, but we've all made loads of friends through this.
Yeah. That's true.
But friends with totally like-minded people. They're actually into the same. What most people think is a bit weird, probably. Buying tat and going, and sniffing tat and like, but we're all into the similar things. So I think that's a really big perk as well.
Agree.
Like-minded people, and yeah, it's been really good. Yeah, I think YouTube does that as well. It brings people together.
Yeah, social media. Yeah, social media that's enabled us as resellers all to join up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to be honest, I don't think if there wasn't the social media, the YouTube, etc., I'd still be doing it, because I think I'd find it too isolating. I'm not sure what I'd be doing, but I'm not sure I'd still be doing it.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm quite unsociable.
Yeah. Well, I'm very thankful for it, because, you know, for many years it's just me and Nick, and now I've, you know, made other friends and been able to talk about what I do with other people. So, you know, friends that I've had before, just, you know, you talk to them and they glaze over after 5 minutes.
Totally.
They don't really get it. So
Well, yeah,
I've just noticed we've lost Heather.
Oh,
I think Nick's jinxed this live stream for you, Andrea. What's he done? Sabotaged us.
typical bloke trying to sabotage our little seller ladies life.
oh, bless him. He helped me set up. So
Nick, I didn't mean that.
we're not man bashing, Nick. It's all right.
No.
I just want to say, newsflash: Tom is free.
Oh.
Yay.
Oh, that was so funny.
If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, have a look at Tom's live stream from earlier. He was stuck in his porch. He was there for hours, but now he's free. So that's good.
The most hilarious thing for me was that I wonder if the Amazon guy turned up, because he was going to have to try and explain to the Amazon guy why he couldn't sign that he's locked in that porch.
No.
I hope he did, because I want to hear about that story.
Yeah, I've had a similar thing where I've been locked in the house. Like, Nick's gone off with both sets of car keys, which have the door key on, and then the delivery man's turned up, and I've not been able to open the door to let him in. And I had to go to the office window and open it and say, "I'm really sorry, I can't actually open the door. I'll have to sign for it through the window." I had to take a package in through the window.
Yeah. Oh, it's embarrassing, because also I would think, oh no, I hope the Amazon man doesn't think like that I'm being kept prisoner in here or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't call the police, it's all right. Like,
The postman turned up as well, didn't he?
I got stuck in our hall once. We had before I did the reselling, because now I've got or anything working at home. We'd got no kitchen upstairs, no facilities here other than, in our house you go down from the upstairs through the hall and then you're into the kitchen. So I'd got full run of the rest of the house, except I couldn't get to the kitchen because the door handle had jammed. But on the other side, in the kitchen, was cups of tea, cigarettes, everything to sustain my life was at the other side. So I had to dig my way through the bottom of the door panel with a screwdriver. Took me about 3 hours.
Blimey.
God.
Never tried so hard to get to my cigs and a cup of tea in my life.
That's motivation for you. Nick just said, "I lock Andrea in the house to stop her escaping."
It's all coming out now. They're trying anything to. I noticed, what did George Ross say earlier? Oh, his question was, why are all men pigs? Well, that's like that's several programs worth there.
Oh,
So.
I don't think all men are pigs. Only some.
It's George Ross and
Pigs are quite cute though, aren't they?
Well, that is true. Apparently they're very clean.
Yeah, and they eat a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah. So, who haven't I asked? Sue, do you ever borrow anything from your stock?
I don't borrow once it's listed, but I do. Things do get waylaid from being listed, and it's usually at the point where it goes on to Dolly, because I put it onto Dolly and I'm photographing it and everything. And when I'm coming to take it in loft, I think that looked really nice, that, and I'm having it. I pinch it at that point, but I won't borrow once I've listed it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've lost Heather and Kelly now.
Oh, blimey.
Dropping like flies. Dropping like resellers on a live hangout.
Right. And I probably still look like some really bad dubbed movie, so I'm really sorry about that.
I hadn't noticed what you said then.
Very bad internet connection. I think next week, because I'm not hosting next week, I might try the laptop, see if that's any better.
I've just realised Nick's oinking in the chat.
Oh, no, Nick's not a big.
Also, Adrian, Mr. Digsdale says, how rude, we're not all bad. You're not. You're lovely, Adrian, actually. There you go.
Lex did have a question. I'm just trying to find it. Where was it? Oh, any regrets from not having a normal job?
Do you want to answer that first?
Money.
Yeah.
I ain't got as much money, so it's not a regret. It's a fact rather than a regret.
Yeah.
I'm fine with what I'm doing, but I don't think I've got any regrets, really.
I think the stability of the money, because
Yeah.
some weeks you can earn a lot more, or I can earn a lot more than what I would do in a full-time job. And this is completely unrealistic for me because I'd have to pay up for childcare, but I still look at the before having children, how much I used to earn wage. And some weeks I have actually met what I've earned in a full-time job. And other weeks, it's like a ghost town. It's not stable, is it, the income as such?
No.
No, I don't have any regrets in the slightest. I was over the moon when I decided I was going to leave my job, and I just couldn't go back to it now. So no regrets whatsoever. More positives than not.
Yeah, I don't miss like having to go into an office or the last year, if I worked for a charity previous, I was working from home. So I had, it was nice not having to go into an office very often, just going for meetings and stuff. But actually on the money front, because I was already part-time and I worked for a charity, I was only paid for 20 hours a week. And actually now I'm doubling what I used to earn. So that's another perk. I'm actually bringing in more. So
yeah, because you probably worked about 40 hours, Shelley, anyway.
I worked every single day. And that was part of the issue, is that I didn't know when to stop. And because it's for a charity, I thought I've got to do my best for them. And I was just overloading myself. Yeah. So I'm getting a bit better at that. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. In terms of how much you would normally buy for yourself, your family, or your home, think that you buy more or less for yourself now that you are sourcing secondhand and thrifting? The long question.
I actually probably buy more in volume than I used to do, because I'm not a fan of shopping. Like going around the shopping centres and around town and window shopping and all that. I've never really enjoyed it. I just want to go in and find what I want and come back out. So if there's nothing I'm actually needing, I don't go shopping. But when I'm in charity shops, I'll spot it, like I say, and I might get a jacket and put it on dolly and I think, oh yeah, I'll have that. So I've actually paid for it. I've paid £4 as opposed to £45 in a Meadow Hall or somewhere. So I can have 10 of them.
How about you, Shelley?
Same, actually. I'm buying more, but spending less. So, and lots of stuff's accidental. Some, occasionally the thing you might see, right, I'll have that for us or whatever, or the girls be with me and they want something. But and actually, we've always sort of raised to buy stuff secondhand, and we've always bought secondhand, got stuff off a free cycle, and likewise put a lot of stuff on free cycle. But like, given that you're out sort of shopping, sourcing all the time, you see more of it. And I've got Topshop. I've got loads of what my husband would call disgusting granny cardies, because they keep popping up and going, oh yeah, I like that. I don't care. I love it. So
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Does Nick not like your cardies either?
No, Nick doesn't like my cardigans. Not at all.
I don't know what their issue is with cardies, because I said, well, it hasn't got buttons, because I thought it was the buttons that were the issue. But it's still, because he'll say something like, sales going out, and I was like, oh, does this look all right? I know what he'll say, so I don't bother asking, because he'll say something like, well, it's all right if you took the cardigan off. If you weren't wearing that cardigan. So.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Don't ask now.
With me, I tend to have a revolving wardrobe. So I'll buy stuff and go, oh, that's really nice. And I'll wear it for a month or two. And then it will go into the stock. So I don't tend to buy myself a lot, but it's the kids I notice more than anything. Because I will, if I go to a jumble sale or you know, where they do the filler bags, or occasionally I'll go to a boot sale. If I go there, I tend to stock up on clothes for them. Like I brought my daughter and my son both a coat a couple of months ago when I went to my last jumble sale, and I picked them both up a coat for £1 each. And a few months ago, me and my daughter went out shopping. She wanted to go out shopping. She had some money to spend. And she wanted to go and look in New Look, because she's now like 10 years old and she thinks she's a teenager. But she wanted to go and look in New Look at the clothes. And it's when I was looking at the product, like, 20 quid for a jumper. Who pays 20 quid for a blinking jumper? And up until before I done it, I never even used to bat an eyelid at it. I'm not saying I used to spend a fortune on clothes, but the price didn't bother me. But now,
even we took the girls who had a town day the other week, and they had been given like birthday money and vouchers. I'm like, let's have a town day. You can spend your money. And my daughter, like the last pair of jeans she got from a charity shop for £1. We were in H&M and they were like £17.99 each. And she went, oh, £17.99. And that's not even an expensive shop. No. So they're now spoilt by the prices too, because she was a bit like, so it's all right, you've got your voucher, you can spend that.
Yeah. I don't even like other people spending it on me though, because my husband will say, let's go to Meadowhall and let's get you a dress for that wedding, or let's get you an outfit. I go, I'm not paying that. Yeah. I'm buying it. No, you're not paying that. Yeah. Give me 40 quid, I'll go and get 3 outfits from a charity shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ellen's the same now. She loves charity shopping and buying secondhand for herself. She even took a friend out shopping the other day, and normal teenagers would, go around the high street shops. So she took her friend around all the charity shops, and her friend was quite impressed because she found a teddy bear coat in there as well. So yeah, the other day she said, "Can I just have a look in H&M, see if there's anything that I've seen?" I said, "Yeah, let's have a look." And we walked around. She went, "No."
Yeah. Well, I think it's good.
Heather back.
Sorry?
Got Heather back.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's great values to be instilling in, it's not the perk, isn't it? To be instilling in the kids.
Yeah.
To see, to not be overpaying for stuff. They've got their lives ahead of them. So, yeah, they can use their money wisely and for good stuff.
It becomes a way of life, doesn't it? And it kind of changes the way you think about things and think about shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never would have gone into charity shops before. I never went in before I started reselling. Just never entered.
Yeah. Apparently, when I was little, we got, I don't know if my mum gave me, or no, I went to try and buy a load of clothes for my doll or something. We used to go to jumble sales and everything growing up. And my mum said they're too big. And I said, no, it's all right, because she'll grow into them. So obviously I'd heard that a lot. My mum was always buying stuff. So you'll grow into it.
I tell you what, times have changed, because I remember as a child, my mum used to go around to charity shops all year, pick up stuff that was any good, and then sell it at a boot sale, because she could make more money for it at a boot sale than what the charity shops would charge. She used to do it once a year, and she used to do a boot sale just before we went on holiday, because it was only my dad that drove at the time. And they used to go and do this boot sale just to get the spending money for the holiday, because, I mean, like most people, kids of the 80s, times were hard, and money was tight. So, but could you imagine doing that now? Going around a charity shop and trying to get more for it at a boot sale? Just wouldn't happen, would it?
No, it definitely wouldn't. Yeah, I was just going to say that when Ellen was growing up, when she was a baby, I used to buy most of her clothes secondhand, and we buy from boot sales and charity shops. So my family don't shop in charity shops. They were horrified, absolutely horrified at the thought that I was putting her in secondhand clothes.
Yeah, I've got a friend actually who she doesn't like secondhand at all. So she's quite, she's accepting now of what I do, but it's not for her. But I'm of the mind, if you can either put it in the dishwasher or the washing machine, well, isn't it like new again after that?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Heather, you missed the question. It's a long one, so I'll read it back. It says, in terms of how much you would normally buy for yourself, your family, or your home, do you think you buy more or less for yourself now that you are sourcing secondhand and thrifting?
Probably a bit more than I used to, because the money isn't.
Can anyone hear Heather? Can you hear Heather?
No, I can't hear her at all.
We can't hear you, Heather. Oh, I think she's gone. We've lost her.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Right, I'll dip into the chat and see if we can get Heather back. Lobster Pot says, I never go into new shops anymore. Mandy, who she's always flipping, says, with impending recession, everyone will buy secondhand soon. Hopefully our businesses will boom. Well, that is true. It's becoming quite a trendy thing, isn't it, to buy secondhand?
Do you think it is more acceptable to the people that wouldn't, you know, before, so I wouldn't be seeing dead in like something from a jumble sale? To those people, is it becoming more acceptable? It's hard for me to tell because it's always been acceptable, but
yeah, I think it is. And I've noticed, especially since that Stacey Dooley documentary, a few of the bigger vloggers like Naomi Smart and Megan Ellaby and somebody else I can't remember now, but they're starting to do thrift hauls and their vintage shopping and talking about sustainable living and sustainable fashion. So there is definitely, as soon as you get the influencers talking about that kind of thing, it becomes something that other people want to do. So yeah, definitely becoming a trend again.
You say that, but I mean, my sister, she buys all her clothing off of eBay secondhand. She has done for years. She works in quite a high job up in London, and a lot of women in the London community, when you're working up in the offices, it's you've got to keep up with the trends, and then it's unlike a guy who's just in a suit's a suit. You can't be wearing the same outfit all the time, you know. So she will do a lot of eBay shopping, but the thought of her going to a jumble sale, it mortifies her. So though she would buy things that have come from a jumble sale, I don't think she'd ever go to a jumble sale.
Wow. You know, a funny thing that a couple of people have said to me, somebody I used to work with, well, an old manager, she used to, and that they used to hold them for the charity, but she didn't want to bring them back. When I heard about them, she's like, no, they're not coming back. The jumble sales are not coming back. I was like, oh, because I, you know, love all that rummaging. And and what gave her the fear was that some of the clothes might be a dead person's clothes. Like, I'm totally not bothered by that at all. And the same with one of my friend. That concerns her that the stuff that I'm getting could be from a dead person. I'm like, well, if it's some good stuff, I hope there's more of it. You know? Yeah. And then recently, I went. Sort of loose neighbour asked me to go around and see if there was anything that I wanted from his shed, and his wife died a year ago, and he gave me a mug while I was there that was his dead wife's. And so my friend, when I told her, she went, so that's his dead wife's mug? I was like, yes, and it's my favourite mug now. She's totally horrified.
Like you were saying, it's a mindset, isn't it? And if you get that in your head that jumble sales, you know, might have clothes from a dead person, or, you know, I don't know. People get
it wasn't, you know, taken off of their dead body for you. It's like, and if it was, just wash it.
No, exactly.
Kelly's just said in the chat, people happily stay in hotels with towels and sheets used by hundreds of different people, but turn their nose up at a second-hand coat. Makes no sense, and she's right.
Yeah.
You thought about who's actually slept on that mattress before. It's like, ooh, but we do it.
I know. I did notice earlier, George Ross said that when he was younger, he wouldn't have been seen dead in a charity shop. He used to wait outside for his mum. He wouldn't go in. Yeah, Paul and Lou Palisale says, confession, I used to have a pair of gloves just to wear to the charity shops. That sounds a bit weird. The gloves have now long gone. Yeah, it's an idea you have in your head. It's a bit like OCD, I suppose, that sort of thought.
Yeah.
You know, that something might be dirty, but it isn't necessarily.
To be fair, if I did say to my friend about, you know, hundreds of people, like we all stayed in what was it? We were in travel lodges this summer, and we went, you know, down to the beach. But if I'd have said, oh, you know, hundreds of people have slept in that bed, and, you know, in the sheets, blah, 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 should start bringing our own sheets. So I won't do that. Yeah. So it'll get out of hand.
Or her own blow-up bed.
Yeah, she would. It's obviously not occurred to us. I'm not gonna.
We've totally lost Heather again, haven't we?
Yeah.
Don't think it was working on the laptop. Okay, I'll move on to the next question. Would you say that personal buying habits or your personal buying habits have changed since becoming a reseller? I'll start with Karen.
I've never been much of a big spender on myself. Never have been, never been able to. But I think for the kids it has. A lot of their stuff now comes from charity shops, from jumble sales, etc. Even to the, I mean, some of the stuff, my son is really into PlayStation games. All them games up there are all his. That's triple backed. He's obsessed with it. But with my daughter, she's a real bookworm. And rather than going and buying new books, we'll buy them for Christmas, etc. But rather than just going and buying her the newest book, I'll go into a charity shop and find her a book bundle and say, there, you've got some new books to read. But yeah, I mean, I do, if I want something for around the home, I will look for it first of all, second hand. I'll keep in my head, right, I need to look for one of these. Or like, you know, I need more mugs. So I go and buy more mugs that I don't need to sell ridiculously high. Oh dear, they don't sell their mine and going in the cupboard.
I can get you some mugs from a dead lady if you like.
I love mugs.
I love mugs too. Especially Christmas ones.
Any.
How about you, Shelley? Have your habits changed?
Only marginally, because like I said, we've always like free cycled, we've always got stuff secondhand, but I guess I've got worse with it in terms of if anybody needs anything, like in my immediate family, I say, oh, give me a few months, one will pop up. Like, one will pop up on the Facebook groups or free cycle or something. But actually, funnily enough, so quite a large thing, elder daughter she had a perfectly good bed, she had a single bed, but she wanted a double bed. And we did go to like, I don't know, one of the, the big bed shops. There was a like industrial park, went to like 4 or something. And about a real basic one was like £800. And I was like, what the, that's ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous. And she kind of agreed and said, look, I know they come up, bed frames on free cycle, buy, sell and swap. So we waited a little bit and then one came up and we've got it. It's got it for, I think, 40 quid or something. It's a 1940s wooden bed. It is really solid, absolutely gorgeous. And I showed her it, and it's quite dark wood. And so, look, you don't have to have this, but it's just come up. She's like, I love it. And that's the bed she's got now, and she loves it. So yeah, the trouble is, I felt a bit bad. So I'm making her wait for, although I shouldn't really, because it's normal life, isn't it, to wait for things. You shouldn't get things straight away, but
it's a good thing to wait for things, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I sort of feel, a bit, I don't know. I suppose it feels a bit tight, isn't it? Like, oh, hang on, because I might be able to get one cheaper than that.
I say that to Ellen all the time. Well, let's look for one. Let's look in a few charity shops.
I'll keep my eyes out for you, love. Keep the feelers out.
I've just bought a couple of like shower gel bars that are packaging free, and I thought, oh well, what am I going to put them on? And I thought, right, that's the next thing I'm looking out for, something that a nice dish or something that I can put it on. But I won't buy one new.
Especially when I see those all the time. Yeah. So you just can't bear to pay the shop prices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
How about you, Sue?
I think it's changed for me in conditioning myself into not having the same disposable income that I had before. And I know I could say to my husband, Phil, I could do with this or whatever, should we go shopping? And he'd go, yeah, absolutely, no problem. But I don't, because I'm not earning as much as I did, I don't feel that I should be going out buying stuff that I don't need. But I think that's good conditioning, that, because we spend far too much on stuff that we don't actually need. You spend your entire life thinking, oh, I just need another 4 cushions, or if those curtains don't match, we'll get some new ones. They're perfectly workable. Nothing wrong with them. But it became a disposable society, didn't it? And I was guilty of doing that and spending a lot of money on stuff I didn't need, but I don't now. As far as me, tat I need. So I have to go out and get that, and I enjoy it.
Yeah. So many people change seasonally, or they update their rooms, you know, their living rooms once a year or something. So just go out and they buy new cushions and curtains, and like you said, just redecorate once a year sometimes. And
the whole lot, yeah. They'll change all fittings and furniture and everything, won't they? Just because it's a new colour trend this year or stuff. But I've never really done that. But I have liked all the accessorising and trying to make things match and look nice. But I don't bother now. I think if it's worn out, we'll chuck it out and I'll not bother.
funny voice. Steve says,
that's a bit weird, isn't it? That's Heather, but that's trying to call for Google Hangouts. Must be trying to rejoin.
Someone try to get on with this phone.
That's just calling me though, because that's not right. That's just been my phone, wouldn't she?
Are you able to go through the link on the Facebook group, Heather? Maybe try that. Don't know. Steve says, my daughter has just started to think whatever she wants for Christmas, I can get from the car boot. Wait, don't buy that yet, Mum. See if Dad can get it at the weekend.
Which is what we were saying, wasn't it, about instilling good values in the kids, and also his daughter. So his daughter's got, you know, values. She's young, but you know, they all get changed, don't they? Which is brilliant.
Yeah, it's great. Okay.
I mean, Kelly asked a question. She said, would you ever gift a second-hand item?
Well, there's Heather. Is she on her phone?
Oh, there's my picture.
I'm calling my phone though. Oh no.
So sorry. Oh. We can't see you, Heather. We can hear you, I think. We can't see you.
I can hear you extremely faintly and I can't see you, so I'm going to have to go at this point.
I can't even hear.
No.
No. Unless there's a little mouse inside Heather's phone.
No. Karen, you were saying that Kelly asked a question earlier.
Yeah, she asked, would any of you gift a second-hand item for Christmas, or for like give it as a gift?
Yeah, I have.
I have, yeah.
Not that they'll be watching.
Yeah, I have. If it's something that looks like it's new, I have. Or yeah, or if it's something that somebody wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some family that are really into vintage items. So obviously it's not going to be brand new, and I'll find them and that will be their present. I'll make it all look nice and everything, but it is a vintage item because that's what they're after.
Yeah.
Or my kids, you know, if there's certain things that they want, they're not brand new, and I see them in the shop and I think, oh, you know, they'll like them. Especially now it gets this time of year. If I see little bits, I'll go, oh, I like them, and I'll pick them up. And then I'll put them by, and then they'll just be wrapped up for Christmas. Because, you know, it's like with children, it's just the more they get to open, it's like an opening marathon. So.
And actually, talking about buying habits changing, younger daughters got into flipping. She moved from Smiggle, which was dreadful.
Oh, darn.
Overpriced.
Oh, I can't now.
Very coloured stuff. But then she's, I think from the stuff I picked up, got into Paper Chase. And Paper Chase is extortionate. I find a lot of Paper Chase stuff in the charity shops and that. So if I'm seeing it now, I'm picking it up to, you know, like, well, that's fine to go in the sack.
Yeah, they do have some nice stuff, but yeah, the prices are ridiculous.
Well, and the amount she'll get, I wouldn't have gone into Paper Chase and bought all of that because it's totally over the top new.
Yeah.
Thing with me is because I do toys, and you'll have seen me, I clean them up and I sort of try and add value to them there, and I won't sell it if they're dirty or marked or damaged or anything. And I'd got some Octonauts that I'd seen, and my grandson loved playing with them when he came. So I asked my son and said, I want to get him some for Christmas 2 years ago. I can either go and buy him a couple of brand new items, or I can probably get him about 150 quid's worth for about £60 on eBay. What do you think? And he went, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one year, Scott used to be really into Tamika train set, which is the Tommy one. So it's all the blue plastic, but it had all the Hypercity trains and everything like that. And one year, I mean, he was only about 3 at the time, and he had so much of it, but he was obsessed with it. He'd spend hours playing with it. And I got it off Facebook Marketplace. I got a big bag, black sack full of the track with some trains in it for £10. and you've never seen his face light up so much when he opened this bag. And even to this day, if I was to get all the things that, you know, the things that he'd actually wanted, whether they were brand new or not, I don't think he would care. You know, he might actually prefer it a bit more because the packaging is a bit less to get through.
Actually, yeah, talking about one thing, I'll just say, growing up, one of my best presents ever was like a Cindy house, and it had all of the furniture, and they couldn't drag me away from it to get dressed on Christmas Day because we were meant to go, you know, to family. But prior, like a few weeks before or so, one had arrived in the house, like a huge one, but it was my cousin's, and because I was like thinking it might be for me, but Mum said, oh no, that's for, you know, my cousin, and they'd ordered it from Mum's catalogue, and I was so gutted because I was like, oh, I won't get one then. That's that. But my mum managed to get one second hand because she wouldn't have had to afford 1 year. She got one second hand with all the furniture and everything, and that was my best present probably ever. You know, kids don't mind.
Not at all.
I think it depends on how you bring them up, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think if they understand that you have to work hard for your money, and you're not always going to have loads of money, I think they're fine with it. I think if you try and shelter them and buy them every single whim, if suddenly 1 year you financially can't do it, it's going to be a shock to their system, you know.
The single house that we're trying to resell at the moment, that was for Ellen, and we bought that secondhand as well. And it came with secondhand Barbies and Cindy's and the furniture. She absolutely loved it for years. So.
Yeah, my stuff like that as well. We would have sold that on later. So like, it's the gift that keeps on giving, because you get the gift, and then like if I grew out of something, then we would resell it on like local ads or whatever, and put that towards something that I was after. So
yeah.
It really ought to be everybody doing it, didn't it? Because if you think, if we weren't reselling and people weren't doing jumble sales and car boots and things were getting used again, landfill, it would just be completely covered the earth, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just reading Caroline making lemonades in the chat, and she says, I'm trying to fill all my kids' stockings with new sealed toys from charity shops, and I'm doing quite well so far.
Yeah,
that's a good way of doing it. I did notice that there are lots of sealed toys and gift sets and stuff in charity shops at the moment.
Yeah, there are. And I picked up at the car boot earlier in the year, you know, clearly, you know, like a lot of people give you sealed toiletries. It might not be your thing. And I just bought a load of, what was it? I can't think of the thing on the, you know, the Natch Body Shop. But it's just Body Shop stuff that I liked. And she was just bought them. You know, people, they just get given them and they sell them at the car boot, don't they? Or give them to the charity shop.
Yeah.
And it's still, it's sealed. So...
Okay, so my last question is, do you feel that you have gained more quality time as a reseller? So talking about perks of reselling in time. I'll say that, I'll put my teeth in. Talking about time being a perk of being a reseller, having quality time. So Karen, what about you? Do you think that you've gained any more quality time?
In one respect, yes. I think if I, like this week, I sat down on Sunday and I planned out my week. So I knew exactly what I was going to do, when I was working, when I wasn't going to work. So in reality, this week I worked Monday. Well, I don't really class half Monday because I was sourcing and I enjoy doing that. Tuesday, I didn't work at all. Wednesday, I worked all day. Thursday, I worked all day. And today I haven't worked and I'm not working at the weekend. So in one respect, yeah, it can give you more quality time and you can have more time with the family. But in another respect, sometimes, I don't know about you, but I can find I kind of get lost in the zone. And then you sit up and you think, where's the week gone? And you've actually not done anything. So, but yeah, I think if you plan it, I think it can give you more quality time.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give the illusion that, okay, so I only worked like 2.5 days this week in theory. I only work 2.5 days, so I can do that every week. Or that I'm going to make mega money doing that every week. You know, it's not that easy, unfortunately.
Yeah. What about you, Shelley?
Well, I think, yeah, like you can say it is hard work. You shouldn't sort of say it's not hard work, but lots of it is quality time for me. Like the sourcing, like a lot of people say, it's my hobby, but it's also my job. Like I tend to go quite regularly now. My aunt lives in Reading, so she quite regularly comes with me and she just wants to shop in the charity shop. So we go off, so that, you know, that's quality time. And my girls, you know, will like go, oh, you know, if it's car boots, like, oh, we come to the car boot, and, you know, they absolutely love it. And so I'm sourcing, but it's like quality time with them. And if you've seen my pictures on Insta, you know, there's always them with some ridiculous hat on. You know, it's like lots of it. There's, yeah, you can manage your time. You've got freedom. You can have quality time that way. But it's quality time that, yeah, you're doing something you love.
Completely agree with that. What about you, Sue?
Oh, time with family. I didn't get any. I never had time with family. I think a lot of resellers find it difficult to relax, really, or the workaholics, and you've got to be to make a lot of money, I suppose. But I find it hard to relax anyway and not do anything. Whatever I'm doing, I'm a bit of a it's addiction, really. Like at work, I would work from 8 in the morning till 8 at night, come home, make husband some tea, and then work again till midnight and start again. Every day, the same. Now, my brother comes over quite often in the day so we can have fun and a laugh while we're doing it. My son can say, will you have the kids? My daughter can say the same. I can cook husband some tea, watch telly, do all sorts. It's just completely different. There's so much more family time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think that we probably work 7 days a week, and, you know, quite often you find yourself working late into the night because you're on your phone or you're changing prices or editing or relisting or whatever. But at the same time, we spend so much more time together as a family than we would if we had jobs, you know, outside of the home. So, yeah, it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? And I just read Heather says, I don't switch off, so I'm always on the hunt. And I think that's the same for all of us. We don't really switch off as such, but it's fun. So it balances it out.
But the hunting for treasure it's not a hardship, is it?
No.
Like,
not at all.
It is work time, though, isn't it? It is time. If you were a buyer for somebody selling cheese or whatever, if you go out buying stuff, you're still working. To us, the perk is that we actually enjoy that bit of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, if you're doing it for somebody else, then it would technically be work. But doing this for ourselves, it's just too enjoyable, isn't it?
I just have to try and get over that it's work, because otherwise, like, you get up and say, I've got to be up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning because I've got to go to car boat, and they go, oh, do you have to? Or why? You must be mad. And I go, because it's my job. Because it's the only way I can get over that. I won't get up at 5 o'clock for fun.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd prefer it if the car boots were a bit later.
I would. But it's just a perk that I enjoy the sourcing side.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but once you're there, you just, I mean, bloody loving it, aren't you? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
The sourcing is the fun bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say the sourcing.
One of my friends, when I tried to describe what I do for a living, she said, so basically you shop for a living. I was like, yeah.
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 Yeah, because you are actually allowed to enjoy your job if you want, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody should enjoy their job. If I was queen of the world, I'd make it a law.
Queen Andrea, queen of the world.
Yeah, I was just going to read. Kelly says, I like that I can fit my work around my partner's shifts. He just told me he's not working tomorrow. So guess what? I'm not either.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And probably a perfect way to end because it's now 2 o'clock.
Oh.
So, yeah, I just want to say thank you ever so much for joining us in the chat. And there's been lots of you in there. So that's been a surprise. And thank you for supporting us. And thank you, ladies, for joining me and making it just a bit easier because I was very nervous.
I think next week we're on Kelly's, aren't we? We're over on Kelly's channel. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Kelly's a bit nervous as well, isn't she? So.
Yeah.
So I guess also we're after, if anybody wants to, we haven't got a subject yet, have we?
No.
There was a couple, weren't there?
Oh, so we might have one, but yeah, I mean, suggestions.
A few ideas from the questions that I put out this week. So maybe one of those. Yeah. So do you want to finish with saying anything? Any last words?
George Ross, minimal man bashing, must do better.
Oh, here comes Nick.
You finished?
You got last words?
No.
Oh. Okay. All right. I'll say goodbye then and sign off here. So thanks everyone for joining us, and thank you.
Thanks, Andrea. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.